I got breaking news. The humidity is down in Miami. It's only 81 degrees. That means it's officially fall. It's officially hoodie season. Y'all better bundle the fuck up. Let's get into this Q&A.
DreAllDay.com.
What up, everybody? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Welcome. You're here at Q&A number 41, where I take questions from the previous week's Q&A and answer them directly live on video. Well, this is live. I don't even know the questions before I get to it. It ain't really live. It's recorded. But anyway, before we get into that, just want to let y'all know, hoophandbook.com. We got your point guard package. We got the go-to guard package. Those are the two most popular packages for scoring moves and also for players at the point guard position. It's 21 and 18 programs in each package. You can get all those programs together at one. Other thing, woyg.net, the merchandise store. You can get the hats. We got t-shirts. We got hoodies. People been asking me for hoodies. We got hoodies for those of you who live somewhere where it really actually is cold, where it's not 81, but it's like 41, 51. We got that, woyg.net. Other news, my NBA top 5 at each position prediction videos are coming out starting Monday. Monday will be point guards, then we go shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. So make sure you check those videos coming this Monday through Friday, my top 5 at each position. Definitely want to hear everybody's opinions about that as far as where I got the players ranked, even the positions, all that stuff. Next, as far as team previews, I don't think I'm going to do a team preview thing because there's a lot of people who do that, and I think a lot of them do it way better, more thoroughly than I do, on top of the fact that since it's been several months since I watched NBA basketball, I kind of forget who's on what team and all that stuff, so I probably wouldn't even do that great of a job with that, so I'm not even going to do it. What I am going to do is a video, I think the following week or the weekend, about who I think is going to win each award for the upcoming season. So look out for that video. Not this week coming up, but sometime between a week from today, which will be next Saturday, and before the season starts. I think the season starts on like Tuesday. So sometime in between there, I'm going to make a awards prediction video. Definitely want to hear your opinions on that. Now let's get right into the Q&A. For those who don't know how this works, basically I'm going to go through the comments from the previous week's Q&A, which is Q&A number 40. Anybody who left a comment with a question in there, I'm going to read it and address it. I have not looked at these yet, so I have no idea what anybody says. So this is live as it can get, instead of me doing actually a live stream on YouTube. And that's it. Any of you who have a question that you want me to answer, you leave it in the comments to this video, and then next week I'll reply to your question in that video. So everybody got that? Good. Let's get right into it. First question. Mike Pucci says, can you make a Paul Hoover shooting handbook? I guess he's talking about Paul Hoover, who is Coach Hoover from Pro Shot Shooting System. To answer that first question, Mike, no, I can't make that because he's already made his own, shooting handbook. He got a 150-page ebook that's free at DreAllDay.com/PSSS. So I can't make a program for him because he's also not a player. So what would the program consist of? If you got some more details on that, Mike, leave them in the comments to this and I'll see what you got to say. And he says, also, can you inform Kick Genius to them? Because Kick Genius got a large fan base. Spread the word. Well, I already spread the word. I made the video. I don't need to inform them. If they want to know, I guess they got to go get the information. All you could do, Mike, is send them the link to that program that I just told you about at DreAllDay.com/PSSS. If they want the information, they'll use it. If not, that's their choice. Next question. C.A. Cardenas says, who do I think are the best backcourts in the NBA and why? I'll probably get into that when I get into the top 5 of the positions, but I don't really like ranking the backcourts. Don't really matter to me. The best backcourt is the backcourt of the team that does the most winning. So that probably had to be San Antonio Spurs. Tyler Nixon says, I was wondering what has to be done to become a D1 player. Well, if you're talking specifically, like literally taking your question literally, you had to get on a D1 basketball team. But I don't think you mean literally, because you probably already understand that. What has to be done to become good enough to be considered a player at that level? I think that's what you mean by that question, is you need to work on your game, develop some skills to the point where someone considers you worthy of that. So that's really the best answer I can give you. But the only thing you can't control what somebody else thinks of you, somebody else's opinion. What you can control is your game, your effort, your attitude. So those are 3 things you need to focus on. Daniel Boras says, who do I have for MVP and winning the championship? I'll get to that in the video that I mentioned a few minutes ago. Christian Frizzell says, how to get leap. I guess he means how to jump higher. Check out dreallday.com/jump. But as Tim Grover has said, and as I have said ad nauseum over the years, it's not just about how high you jump. Just because you can jump high don't mean you can play basketball. I get a lot of comments and questions from players who are like 5'8", talking about I can touch the rim, I want to be able to dunk. But even if you can dunk, you 5'8", who the fuck cares? What actually are you doing in the game to affect the outcome of the game being 5'8" and can dunk? Not much if that's all you can do. You can't dribble, pass, shoot, and you under 6 feet and you can dunk, who the hell cares? You're not even going to get on the court. So we're going to be in the stands looking like, yo, look at that dude at the end of the bench. I know he don't get in the game at all, but he's 5'8" and he can dunk. Wow, nobody cares. Can you actually play basketball? That's the question you need to be asking yourself. Cole Boucher says, will the Knicks make the playoffs? I don't know, Cole. I haven't really thought about it. Again, I haven't really paid much attention to the teams and the moves and all that stuff, so I'm not really the person to answer that question. Splash Brothers says, I love your videos. You help me with moves. Can you subscribe and check out my videos? Splash Brothers, I'm glad to hear that. Glad I've helped you out with your moves. Am I going to subscribe and check out your vids? Maybe. Don't bank on that, though. Kevin Osawe says, what's the best way for someone who lives in England to get to the NBA? Same way that anybody else gets to the NBA. Develop your game so that you get really, really good and keep doing that. Darren Laura says, do I have a handbook or something to increase vertical jump without weights? Yeah, Darren, I have a handbook called Vertical Jump. C. Joy Dempsey says, I'm a point guard. Do I recommend the Chris Paul Hoop Handbook? Of course I recommend it. It's actually one of our most popular programs. Tommy Gettenet says, are isolation exercises necessary when working out for basketball? Tommy, I don't know what an isolation exercise is to work out for basketball. You have to be more specific. Awesome Gaming 131 says, I got basketball tryouts in 2 weeks for school. I was wondering if I could tell him what to do to mentally prepare for any type of tryout. Awesome Gaming, I made a video about that 2 weeks ago. Just search my name and put in the word tryout and you'll see that video. I made actually 4 or 5 of them over the years. Ivan Kopik says, Dre, I bought Jump Manual. Jacob says I should use protein and other supplements. Should I do it since I'm 14? Well, Ivan, I think you need to read that program more specifically to get the exact quote of what Jacob said, because I don't think that's correct. And also, if you brought the Jump Manual and Jacob said that, you need to ask Jacob and not me, because I didn't say it, he said it. Elias Money says, Dre, I have no indoor gym available and it's like 40 degrees outside. It's windy, rainy. There are no fitness courts nearby like LA or YMCA. How'd you overcome these obstacles? Do you have any advice? Because your input will help me make a decision on what to do. Well, Elias, what decision are you actually making? You don't have a decision. There are no gyms around you. You don't have an indoor court. All you have is an outdoor court. What choices do you have? There's no decision to make. Use what you got. Stop complaining about what you don't got. Sal Rosales says, that video you made of your game highlights, was that playing overseas? I like how your last name is Baldwin and you're bald. And he puts a smiley face. I don't know which video mix you're talking about, Saul, because I have several of them. Some of them are from overseas, some of them from domestic games. And I'm not actually bald. I do cut my hair low, but it's not shiny bald. Like, I don't use a razor, so there's some hair there. And the hair would grow if I let it grow, but I think I was starting to lose hair like in the middle of my head, not in the front like LeBron, but in the middle. So I had to let it go. Tough Tanny says, I have a question that's kind of long, but can you answer this? Maybe, Tanny. I'm just gonna skip to the end of this question because I'm not gonna read this whole paragraph. He said, could I give my opinion? And he's talking about basically shooting a different way. Basically he's talking about a shooting form. Tanny, figure out what your shooting form is gonna be. Stick to one form and keep practicing it till you get good. You keep changing your mind every week, every month, every day, it's never gonna get good. So that's what you need to do. Eshwar Tangarala says, I'm 5'7", 130 pounds, 15 years old. He said he looked at Kyrie and Derrick Rose programs. Which ones do I think will help him finish better around the rim? And he thinks Kyrie because it teaches him how to do more things than Derrick Rose. Or what do I suggest for having a better all-around game? Either one. I mean, it depends on what type of skills you're trying to add. If you look at the details of both programs, it tells you exactly what's in them. Both programs focus on finishing around the rim as part of the program. Both of those players are very good at finishing around the rim. So either one. You can't go wrong with either one, but you will go wrong if you keep thinking about it and not making a decision. Chikusaki says, I'm kind of short. My friends advised me to play point guard. Can I give him some advice on how to practice? Yes, watch the videos by this guy on YouTube named Dre Baldwin. He got 4,000 of them, so you don't have to ask him how to practice because he already showed you. Rat Wolf says, what do I think about Derrick Rose coming back for a second time? What I think about it, I think it's great for Derrick Rose, great for basketball. You gotta ask me something more specific than what do I think about him coming back. Robert Young says, how do I have the same form every time I shoot? I struggle with muscle memory, I guess. Robert, you don't struggle with muscle memory. That's an innate trait that all human beings have. You can't struggle with it. Only reason you don't have it is because you keep changing your form. So what you need to do is stick to one form and keep doing it. The muscle memory will do its job. You can't control muscle memory. It does it on its own. It's like breathing. Amazing One says, Dre, I'm 19. I play basketball all day. Why is it so hard to get a girlfriend and get a girl to like you? It's frustrating because I'm not mean or anything. He plays basketball all day. Why is it hard to get a girlfriend and get a girl to like you? I don't think it's hard, Amazing One, but if you keep telling yourself that, then it's going to continue to be hard. We call that auto-suggestion. You read about that in a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Whatever stories you tell yourself, you're just reinforcing that feeling. So if you tell yourself that it's hard to get a girl, it's going to continue to be hard to get girls. You tell yourself it's easy, then it'll start to become easy. So that's the first thing I can tell you. Other than that, on the note of that question, I am going to get back to the Dre All Day channel, my other YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Dre All Day. It's going to be all off the court stuff. I'm going to talk about these things: interpersonal relationships, business, marketing, reading, personal development, relationships with females, all of that stuff I'm going to talk about. It's going to be all off the court stuff, and that channel will get going on a more consistent basis as soon as I get done with some other business things I'm handling right now. So that question you should hold off until I get back to that channel. This channel, I'm not really going to get into the girl stuff. Lamont-in-law Kinlaw says, me and my brother had this argument where I think NBA players are born with natural talent. They work hard, but they already have a foundation. My brother thinks we all have the same skill level when we are young. They just work harder. What do I think? Well, I think some players do have some innate talents, but skill is what's going to get you further. And the only reason I think most people end up having these conversations is because some people try to use talent or their lack of talent or somebody else's having more talent as an excuse for them not to put in work or as an excuse for why that person accomplished more than them. Anybody can develop skill. You can't really develop talent if we're using the common definition of talent, and there's a lot of conversations you can have about that, but that's not for here. The common definition of talent, a lot of people can have certain levels of talent, and you can't control your talent, but you can control your skill. And if you put in enough work, you can develop enough skill to overcome anyone, no matter how much talent they have. Kenneth Ladak says, I'm 5'9", can I help him choose a position in basketball? Kenneth, the position doesn't matter. What matters is if you can play. If you can play, you'll be on the court. When you're on the court, you just play basketball. It doesn't matter your position, doesn't determine what you have to do. You just have to figure out how much game you got, what your game is, and then work from there. So that's the thing you need to figure out, what your game is and what you need to do to get better. Your position does not matter. So you're wasting time on things that matter not at all, and you're wasting time that you could be spending working on your games. That's what you need to start doing. Joel Areola says, do I think Carmelo Anthony can help the Knicks win a championship? I think Carmelo Anthony can help any team win a championship, but one person alone can't win a championship. So he would need the right pieces around him just like any other player would. GM Camelot says, I read your book By a Game and found it very inspiring. I was wondering whether you would write a book about your life outside of basketball. Absolutely, that book will come, but not yet. I gotta do some more living before I can write that book. Thank you for the question. Marcus McKinney says, do you think you could come close to beating Kobe one-on-one? What about a lower profile guy like Bradley Beal? That's a good question, but we would actually have to play the game. I can't really project what would happen in a one-on-one between me and another person unless we get on the court and play. Mr. Jacoby 108 says, Dre, are you a Christian? I do not identify with any religion. Ryan Lowe says, oh, he was talking about the windmill dunk over a car. That was a nice dunk. Jared Cruz says, are you going to try out for NBA teams, and if so, which teams? Well, it's not really how the NBA works. They don't really just have open tryouts. I guess the D-League has tryouts, but the NBA doesn't have tryouts. Jeezy Dog says, do you have any tips on how to intimidate your opponents like the bad boy Pistons did? I saw the mental side of the game, and I have several videos on the mental side of the game. Check out the mental game / motivation playlist. There's over 300 videos in those two playlists combined. J Max says, I'm 14, I play basketball for school. I'm the shortest guy on the team, I don't start. I'm a good ball handler, but I want to develop athleticism. What are some good drills of yours I should do? J Mac, check out the program on hoophandbook.com called Ultimate Athlete. Exactly what you need. Working on my game, says Dre. If a scout asks you to show them your best move, what would you do? My best move would be getting on the court and helping the team get closer to winning games. That's the best move. No scout would ever ask that. That doesn't even make sense. That's a playground question. I'm not a playground player. Ray Tocino says, I'm 15. I didn't make my high school team because I'm not a consistent shooter. What drill should I do to improve my jump shot? Well, Ray used to do every drill in the shooting playlist I have on my channel, which has over 50 shooting drills in it. Denard Bowman says, Dre, do you lift weights or do you just use body weight? I do both. Gene Jones says, I'm an 8th grader, plan on going to the best high school in the district. The school is stacked, especially at guard. I was wondering if I can give him an idea what to expect at the high school level so I can prepare to compete with those guys at guard. What you can expect is that you need to work on your game and get better. There's nothing different about it. It's still basketball just like it was wherever you're coming from. It's just that the players got better, which means you need to get better if you plan on competing. So you don't need any more advice, you need to go put in the work. The Shadow Baller says, I made first cut on the team and beat 30 kids for a spot, but I didn't make the final cut. My coach asked me to be the manager, said it could help me. Do I think this can help him in any way? Yes, it will help you, and you should take that spot because you'll be on the team, you'll be a part of the team, you'll be around the team, you'll probably get to practice with the team, and you never know, you might get an opportunity there, and also you'll be top of the mind to the coach because he sees you every day, and he sees that you don't have too big of an ego to say, no, I don't want to be a manager, I'm too good for that. And he would probably think to himself, well, if you're too good to be a manager, you weren't good enough to be a player, so that you would probably kill your chances by not taking it. So definitely take that job, humble yourself, take that job, and it'll probably lead to better opportunities in the future. Tony says, running 2 to 3 full court games back to back, mostly in a tournament soon. What are some good ways to not get fatigued to prevent getting cramps? So anybody's going to get fatigued when you play a sport. You're going to get fatigued. You don't avoid fatigue. What you do is condition yourself so that you can keep going once you feel fatigue. So that's what conditioning does. I have a program on hoophandbook.com called conditioning. So that's one thing you can do. And to prevent cramps is you need to hydrate your body. And that may be more or less depending on your body. Each person's body is different. So you need to figure that out, how much you need to prevent yourself from getting cramps. But if you're talking about anything specific, bananas are a good food to help prevent cramps, to help fight off cramps. I can't say they're guaranteed to prevent them, but they help to fight them off. And they digest quickly, so you can eat them before, even during, at halftime or something of a game. They digest quickly and they don't sit in your system and cause food cramps. So bananas is a good food you can try. Elliot Whitefield says, Dre, I'm 14. I play ball in Chicago. I'm a freshman in high school and open gyms are starting. And he says, I feel confident that I'll play on freshman A and not freshman B because we have open gyms and 2 others moved up to play with the sophomores and juniors. What do I think? Elliot, I really don't understand your question. What do I think? What do you think, Elliot? That's the better question because you're the only one who controls what you do. Beastly Dude 3 says, my junior high school team tryouts are coming up Monday. Is there a certain video I should watch to practice? I'm heading to the gym Sunday to practice and I really need some drills. Well, Beastly, if you just wait until now to do some drills to get ready for practice on Monday, you done wasted a whole lot of summer not working out. I got 4,000 drills on here. There is no particular drill. There's no such thing as a basketball tryouts drill. That makes no sense. If you wait until now to get ready for tryouts on Monday, you head into the gym on Sunday, what have you been doing the last 30 Sundays before now, or the last 30 weeks, or the whole summer? What were you doing then? That's going to determine whether or not you make the team, not what you do on Sunday. What you need to do is watch the video I made about tryouts, which is about the mental way you approach the game, which is what you can work on Sunday for tryouts on Monday. It's on says, do I think the Lakers will make the playoffs? It's tough to say. I had to see some games first. I'm not making team predictions. Onin Only says, Dre, I want to work on my dribbling, but it's too windy and cold outside, so I can't. Plus, I live in Detroit, and the Ebola virus is in Ohio. That's interesting. I've never heard that one. And I don't want to catch it. I work on my game in my house, and I spend like 50 minutes, so what do I do? Playing basketball since I was 11. I want to go to the NBA, so I'll work harder rather than be a bum and give up on my dreams. What do I think? All right, number 1. First of all, you said you want to work on your dribbling, but so you don't really want to work on your dribbling. As soon as you throw the word but in there, you're going to give me an excuse for why you're not doing the thing you claim you want to do, which means you don't really want to do it. So you need to throw that but and everything that came after it out of the window. If you want to work on your dribbling, you be outside doing it. You said it's cold and windy outside, so what? If you want to work on your dribbling, you be doing it. If you want to complain about the cold and the wind, then you'll do that. So you have to decide which one you're about, the excuses or you're about the results. Third, he said Ebola's in Ohio, but you live in Detroit, so what the hell are you talking about? Even if you were in Ohio, if you're going to catch it, you can catch it in the house. Somebody could come in the house who got it from outside and give it to you that way. So it's not like you can avoid some disease by hiding yourself in the house. And if you want to get good at basketball, you can't hide in the house. And he says, I want to work harder rather than be a bum and give up on my dreams. All right, so you had to decide if your dreams are really serious, then you need to throw out all these bullshit ass excuses you got. Stop being so weak mentally and do the stuff that you claim that you want to be doing, because right now you ain't doing it, you're just talking about it. Breezy C4L says, I was wondering, I know it's marketing, but if you can show NBA players signature programs, why aren't you in the NBA? By the way, I do have the Chris Paul and the Kyrie programs, which are good. Well, being in the NBA is a job. This means somebody has to hire you for the job. So it's not necessarily about everybody who's good enough to be in there, and not necessarily saying I am or I'm not. That's not even really the conversation. So that's the answer to the question. It's a job. Somebody has to choose you for the job. You don't get chosen. What do you want to do? You want to sit around and just wait till somebody opens the door, or you want to go do something else and take your own actions? I decided to take my own actions. Matthew B says, I can grab the rim with two hands, put my wrist above the rim, but when I had a ball, I only get jammed. Any advice? Yeah, you need to jump higher. You can't jump high enough. That's why you can't make the dunk. This guy's name is Derrick Rose. It says, basically he's trying to impersonate Derrick Rose. Let's see if he has something useful to ask me. He says, I'm an NBA player. I was MVP, but I'm rusty. He said, I can't seem to get that win mentality I had a few years ago. Any tips? I don't think Derrick Rose needs any tips, so whoever that is, try again. NBA General says, Kobe is back. I was wondering, how do you think he'll play this season? How many points and assists? He was ranked 40th by ESPN rank. Do I think that was a good ranking? Do I think the Lakers make the playoffs? Well, I think Kobe will be very good. I think Kobe will be over 20 points per game. I haven't watched any of the Lakers preseason, so I don't know what he looks like subjectively. I think Kobe will be pretty good. Do I think he's 40th? No. I think he should be ranked a little bit better than that. I think he's somewhere in the teens or 20s, just because of not only what he can do physically, which we don't really know till he starts playing, but the psychological effect of having him on the court. The other team's concerned about him. They're all watching him because they wonder what he's going to do psychologically. And also having a guy like Kobe on the team takes pressure off everybody else. You know you got a chance to win when Kobe's on the court. So those two things alone put him in the teens or 20s, not even regarding what he's going to do physically. Strange Hand says, how should I deal with anger and frustration that comes from competition with cocky players that I meet at the playground? And he wrote a whole paragraph of shit, but we'll just address that just off that question. There's no way you had to deal with it. Nobody says you had to do anything. Nobody told you had to get angry. Nobody told you that you had to get frustrated. You're choosing to do that. You choose your emotions. You choose your state of mind. You have 100% control over that. And those are the only things that you have 100% control over in this life. Is your state of mind. So if you're getting angry and frustrated, that's because you're choosing to allow yourself to get there. So that's what you can do to control it. It has nothing to do with the other people. It has nothing to do with them being cocky or good or bad or anything that they say. I made a video about that. If you look up Dre Baldwin, trash talk. And these guys might not even be trash talkers, but it's the exact same principle. You do not have to respond to anything anybody else does. You choose to. So if you're responding in a way that's hurting you, it's 100% your fault. It has nothing to do with them. So as soon as you understand that, as soon as you come to grips with that and agree with it and understand it, then you can move forward. But as long as you're blaming other people for your state of mind, you're going to be stuck right there where you at. Dimitri Tukovic, last question. He says, I've been sick for a week. I haven't done the Ultimate Athlete. I'm stuck on the 4th week because I've been sick. How do I come back from that? Do it in the same intensity or not? And how many circuits should I do? Dimitri, do the program as prescribed. It's 100% written out. You don't need to ask any questions. Do exactly what the program says. You already know how to read and write, so you don't need me to answer that question. Do what the program says. That's it, everybody. Thank you for the questions. Y'all been coming with good questions these last few weeks. I am impressed by this. I can't say I was expecting it. Please keep coming with the good questions. Don't post any bullshit this week. All very good questions. You want me to address anything further or something that I didn't address here, or you watching this for the first time, you want me to address something you want to ask, leave it in the comments to this video. 1 question per person. Please do not reply to anybody else's comment, even if you think you know the answer, because then I had to delete you and I don't want to have to do that, but I will do it. So that's it. That's all. WOYG.net for all merchandise, hoophandbook.com for all workout programs, and every single day for a new video on this channel. That's it. That's all. Work on your fucking game. DreAllDay.com. Thanks for checking out this video. Make sure you check back next week, the same day, to catch more tutorial content. Check out all my favorite content up here all my social networks. You can follow me over here. Make sure you are subscribed to catch all my new content coming out here on this channel every single day. Work on your game.